Hello and welcome to ERi-TV. We are ready for Sunday evening's English news broadcast, and we invite you to stay with us up until the end. To begin with, I present you the top stories. Meeting on implementation of development programs conducted in Ansaba region. Schools Week conducted in Tessenei subzone. Iran claims attacks on UAE and Bahrain aluminium facilities. And Russia and North Korea state news agencies sign a cooperation deal. Welcome again. In our domestic report, Ambassador Abdullah Musa, governor of Ansaba region, conducted a meeting with heads of departments in the regional administration and subzonal administrators on the implementation of development programs planned for the year 2026. Ambassador Abdullah indicated that the development programs for 2026 include ensuring potable water supply, the expansion of social service institutions, as well as sports facilities, and called for coordinated effort for their implementation. Noting that as a result of the integrated effort of all institutions, major development programs that brought visible change in the lives of the public have been implemented, Ambassador Abdullah called for the implementation of measurable development programs in the subzones based on the experience already gained. Explaining the programs to expand and develop social service institutions and sports facilities, Ambassador Abdullah called for the reinforced role of the community. The subzonal administrators, on their part, expressed readiness to play their due role in the implementation of the development programs. In another report, Schools Week was conducted in Tessenei subzone from 26 to 28 March under the theme Student-Centered Coordination for Educational Development. The Schools Week featured an education village, innovation and creativity exhibitions, cloth design, as well as cultural and sports competitions. Noting that the program was a forum in which students shared experiences with one another, Mr. Adam Bashir, head of the education office in the subzone, commended those who participated and contributed to the successful implementation of the program. Mr. Tasfa'alim Habtab, head of culture and sports, on his part, said that the Students' Week has significantly contributed to helping students identify and display their talents and called for its strengthened continuity. Mr. Siyum Gabriasus, administrator of Tessenei subzone, indicating the significance of the Students' Week in the physical and psychological development of students, expressed the readiness of the subzonal administration to play its part in the sustainability of the program. At the event, awards were presented to winners of the various competitions. Upcoming is our international report, dear viewers. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Our international news begins with Iran. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has said it carried out missile and drone attacks on aluminium facilities in Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates. In a statement carried out on Sunday, Iran claimed the sites targeted on Saturday were linked to the United States military. Aluminium Bahrain Alba said in a statement that 2 employees were injured in the attack on its facility, while the UAE's Emirates Global Aluminium said one of its sites in Abu Dhabi suffered significant damage and 6 people were injured. The strikes were a retaliation for a US-Israeli attack on Iranian industrial infrastructure launched from military bases hosting US forces in the Gulf states, it added. Meanwhile, the US Central Command announced on Saturday that a task force of 3,500 Marines and sailors, in addition to transport and strike fighter aircraft, as well as amphibious assault and tactical assets, arrived in the Middle East on Friday. The arrival is part of a broader US military buildup tied to the ongoing war with Iran, with amphibious forces capable of conducting both sea-based strikes and ground operations, where such units are typically used for rapid deployments, including securing strategic locations, evacuations, or potential assaults on coastal targets. Reports indicate that the Pentagon is considering deploying up to 10,000 additional ground troops to the Middle East. The force, likely to include infantry and armored vehicles, would be added to the roughly 5,000 Marines and thousands of paratroopers from the 82nd Airborne Division, already ordered to the region. Moving on, Russia and North Korea have agreed to strengthen their bilateral relations. The agreement was reached during a Director General of Russian news agency's visit to Pyongyang on Saturday. The official met with President of Korean Central News Agency, where they signed a media cooperation agreement which stresses the news exchange and cooperation between the country's media. It is to be recalled that President Vladimir Putin and President Kim Jong-un signed a memorandum of bilateral cooperation on military, political, security and economic aspects in June 2024. In today's final report, China and the Philippines held the 11th meeting of the bilateral consultation mechanism on the South China Sea in Quanzhou, East China's Fujian province, on Saturday. Both sides agreed to strengthen communication and dialogue on maritime matters, properly manage the situation at sea, and strive for an early agreement on the code of conduct to jointly safeguard peace and stability in the South China Sea. The meeting was co-chaired by Chinese Vice Foreign Minister and Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs Under Secretary. China, the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam and Brunei are the countries that have shares of the South China Sea, the largest part being China's. It's estimated that over $5 trillion worth of trade is conducted through the South China Sea annually. This wraps up our domestic and international report for this session, dear viewers. Now the top stories once more. Meeting on implementation of development programs conducted in Ansaba region. Schools Week conducted in Tasene subzone. In our international, Iran claims attacks on UAE and Bahrain aluminium facilities. And Russia and North Korea state news agencies sign cooperation deal. This was The World on Sunday with ERi-TV English News broadcast. Dear viewers, from all of us here, thank you for watching. Join us again on our Monday's broadcast. Until then, stay well.